I was just on with Sebastian Gorka, and he asked me about the worst thing I've seen in my travels across the southern border and through Panama. And I showed him this. We call it a rape kit. This is given out by the United Nations OIM to women and children as they're crossing, right before they're about to cross the Darien Gap in Colombia. It's full of birth control, condoms, morning after pills, and a whistle, if you can believe it. So that way, if you're about to get raped, you can ask your rapist to put a condom on. And if they aren't willing to do that, at least you can try to blow your whistle for nobody to hear you. But within this, all the condoms and birth control were gone by the time we got this pack. We have video of them handing them out and the list of items that are included in there. But I also carry in there all of this as well, all these items. Some of you guys have seen this, some of them. You've got Turkish Airlines, so just showing they're coming from everywhere. We've got IDs from all corners of the globe. You got India, Pakistan, China, tons from China, the Middle East, a little prayer booklet from Mecca there. A couple things to note on the IDs. There's a few of them like this. This is from Mexico. This is somebody who was already given asylum. This person was from Cuba originally. They got to Mexico, were given asylum. They dumped their IDs because they know they don't qualify for asylum in America. If you've already been given asylum in another country, you've got United Arab Emirates here as well. Money from all over the world, Venezuela, Brazil. Interesting. They've got euros in here as well. So what we found is a lot of people actually have been given asylum in Europe already. We have IDs from Spain, from Portugal, from France that are coming across, and now they know America's open. So they dumped their IDs and they've actually dumped some of their money. I even found some Canadian dollars as well. So it just shows they're coming in from everywhere. Spain, this guy here, originally from India, went to Spain, got asylum. Now he's in America, dumped his ID, and you're paying for it. This is what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and this is a tiny fraction of what we've got. China, the Congo, we got Senegal, Mauritania. They're coming from everywhere. And I have bags and bags and bags, but maybe even worse. I don't know if it can get worse than a rape kit, but maybe worse is this. This is the bag tag that Homeland Security would put out on our southern border because they didn't have time to deal with the millions of illegals that Joe and Kamala were bringing across. So they actually just set bag tags out for illegals to tag their own bags and make sure they got their stuff back when they showed up in Chicago or New York or in your hometown. This was our level provided by the Department of Homeland Security. And when the Democrats and the fake news mainstream media talks about children being separated or kids in cages, show them this picture of this little girl whose ID was dumped as well. What President Trump did in his first term was actually protect kids. He took them away from the demons that were trafficking the children. We spoke to Border Patrol, and many of these children, they called it, were recycled. They were used to bring men across the border. They were raped along the way, and then they were sent back to have it done again, over and over and over again. What President Trump did was separate those demons from the children they were trafficking. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done the exact opposite. They stopped the DNA testing that President Trump had started. So we don't know if the children that are being brought across even belong to the adults that are coming with them. And now we know that there's over 300,000 children that are missing. No idea where they're at. And those are the ones that we know about. Those aren't the ones that were trafficked outside ports of entry. Those aren't the ones that were trafficked at night through the desert that we have no idea where they are. The amount of sex trafficking and child suffering that the Democrats have allowed is demonic. This is a battle of good versus evil, and it's time to take this country back and save the kids. I was just talking to my dad, and he said, we're talking about who's driving all of this. And this really comes back down to the World Economic Forum, this whole idea of the global reset, that you will own nothing and be happy. It's really godless communism, but being led by the United Nations, World Economic Forum, and the most demonic organizations out there pretending to be good, NGOs, non-governmental organizations like Catholic Charities, like Lutheran Social Services and Jewish Family Services. There's 9 primary organizations in America, but there are hundreds of little subsidiaries, all feeding at the trough of human misery and undermining the Western world in the process. All of those organizations need to be defunded, they need to be investigated, and they need to be prosecuted, as well as every politician in America who's aided and abetted the cartels. Thank God President Trump won. But we are going to be spending decades dealing with the treason that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have caused. God bless President Trump. God bless Border Patrol. God bless Tom Homan. The real battle's just beginning.